All right, man. All right, more Dan Campbell and Jared Goff. I ain't about to hold y'all up. Let's go.
To be in that position with him, you learn a lot about each other, and we've known a lot about each other. It's not the first time we've done this, but you do, and I do know this. Every time you lose somebody, more pressure gets applied to him. Every time you lose somebody, more pressure gets applied to him, and right, wrong, or indifferent, I put more on him. I put more on him, and it can become hard, man. Now. He'll always embrace all of it, give me every bit of it. I can handle it. I can give it to these guys. I can do it. And so, but it does. We put a lot on the guy, and that's why I respect him. One of many reasons why I respect him. I mean, he's played at a high level, and he really hasn't had everything at his disposal. We just kind of, you lose a player here or there, and you lose them in different areas, but he's handled it like a champ.
All right, he said he's haven't had everything at his disposal. I mean, when you make that much money, you shouldn't have to have everything at your disposal. You should make something out of nothing. Remember, Juvenile had this something. You're black on fine, what it is. At the moment it is fine. You make something out of nothing, and you biz. Come on, man. At the end of the day, bro, he ain't made something out of nothing. Now, this ain't year one where he ain't really had nothing, and y'all hung him out to dry. I agree with that. Y'all left him out there naked. That was like when Piccolo had Gohan out there, training his son Gohan. He had him out there naked. Finally gave him some clothes or something like that. But on real spill though, real spill. Word to the mother. Shout out to my New York ninjas. Word to the mother out here. This ain't that. This ain't that. His inability to improvise is gross. So a lot of this is just Jared Goff damage control. And they don't have to do it. They got enough supporters that's going to go down there next year, spend all that money, praying and hoping on Jesus that something changes. It's not going to change. I'm telling y'all, scared money don't make no money. You got to be a boss. And I fuck with Minnesota. I fuck with what Minnesota did with J.J. McCarthy. They believed in J.J. McCarthy. They moved on from Sam Darnold. Okay, they gambled and they lost. If Sam Darnold go on and win the Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks this year, hey, charge it to the game. You wasn't gonna make the same mistake you made with Kirk Cousins, Case Keenum, whoever the hell that was. You made a decision. You made a boss move. So be it. Sometimes to take a step forward, you gotta take some. You gotta take 10 steps forward. You gotta take 2 or 3 steps backwards first. So I fuck with what they coach did. And if Sam Darnold have another bad playoff performance, versus whoever they play in the playoffs, guess what? That Kevin O'Connell is going to be liberated. Still, even with Minnesota doing what they did this year, he's going to be liberated. He have a hell of a run. Hey, you took a gamble and risk, but hey, for the most part, they going to stick with Jared Goff. They going to stick with Jared Goff, and I don't want to hear nothing. Oh, can we win the Super Bowl? I don't want to hear that shit until they actually do it. Can they do it with Jared Goff? I believe it's possible, and I never said it was impossible. I believe it's possible, but are they going to change some of their habits as far as how they pick their players and how they maintenance their players? That's it. How you pick your players and how you maintenance your players. But
sometimes we ask why a quarterback is
and now now we're gonna go over to Goff. I'm not saying that people might say, "Oh, you hate Goff." I don't hate him. I'm just saying, bro, like.
Sometimes we ask why a quarterback is a fit for a certain organization, but we don't get a chance a lot of times to ask why an organization is a fit for a quarterback. With a little bit of a regression that happened here, why do you still trust that Brad and Dan can turn these things around?
I mean, I trust those guys immensely. They're the ones who trusted me, and I trust the hell out of them. I know they're going to get things right, and I know they are as urgent and intentional about putting us in a better position and then getting us in a spot where we can win more games next year as anybody.
Sometimes we ask why a quarterback is a fit for a certain.
My thing is, urgent is like urgent. If you talk to some of these Lions fans, you would think the Lions aren't, Brad and them ain't urgent. There's no urgency. And I can get where people get that from. I mean, for the most part, he has no choice. They gave you life-changing money. You know, and that's one thing I hate, man. I was listening to Corey Holcomb in the 5150 show. Maybe a little bit too hardcore for some people here, but the last Tuesday of the year, December 30th, I believe it was, and he said something very telling. And he was quoting the scriptures from the Bible. It was Matthew something, I can't remember the exact scripture. He was talking about, you know, the intent of praying and how to pray and the intent, right? And he said something, you know, he made an analogy talking about praying, right? How people pray like without intention. You know what I'm saying? Like, he basically made the analogy like this: how people ask you how you doing, and if you actually told them how you doing, they wouldn't give a fuck. Excuse my language. You know, and that's the thing. How you doing? Oh man, you know, man, I ain't doing too well right now. The average person don't care. It's really a greeting like hello or bye. They don't really care. You know, like it's like that's the same thing like asking them this question right here is like, oh, do you trust them? Of course, they gave me $200-something million. You know, well, I'm gonna mess that up because I know if I don't stay on code or I don't stay on corporate policy, you know, they can take this money away from me like they could have took DK Metcalf money, like they took Trayvon Diggs money. If they want to take your money in the NFL, they can take your money. So that's why you don't see a lot of these players go against the owners or go against the grain in the way they could go against the grain, or they should go against the grain for their money. It's the reason why they don't do that. It's because they can take their money at any given period, any given time, any given period, any given time. Don't forget it. So, of course, when you hear these answers, you know, and you got to understand, people got to what they call it code switching. Hey, man, when you go into that workplace, you got to say you can't say what's from your heart most of the time. You got to say corporate bullshit like this. And of course he trusts them. Just without the corporate job, they gave me $200 million. Why wouldn't I trust them? So we'll see. But I think the number one thing they can do for him is start to put durability around the guy that's been very durable. Start to put a premium on durability. And if they don't put a premium on durability, you know, it ain't too much to speak on after that, bro. They got it, and they don't start changing their practice habits and doing something different. You know, go waste your money down there, waste your time watching them. But hey, that's all I had to say today, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, the whole nine. Appreciate y'all. Everything inside the link tree is the first link in the description. Peace.